Hi friends, this is DaintyTank. Thank you for joining me. This is Highway Blossom's next exit, part 4? I think 4. Maybe 5. 4 or 5. One of those. Turn this down. It's kind of loud in my ear. Oh well. Alright. Maybe a little higher. That way I hear things. Okay. Last we left off, we were hanging out with Amber and Marina, and they had kind of a fight about like, hey, would you go and do this fun thing with me? And Amber's like, nah. Amber's been so dumb, and Marina is so adorable. I don't understand. And Tess, poor Tess, she's so neglected and depressed. It's so sad. And bless his heart, Joe is trying his best. Joe is trying his absolute best. But where we left off, we were just about to go see Cassie at the candy shop. Because despite being there for the depressed child, we're not there for the depressed child. Marina and I show up to Sweet Tooth bright and early. Me is awake as ever. Marina's still complaining about just how early it is. When we knock down the door, Cassie swiftly lets us in.
Wow, I kinda didn't expect you guys to really show up.
Yeah, but we did.
When Amber sets her mind on something, there's no stopping her. You two are both lifesavers, honestly. I've been here for a few hours already.
Are you running this thing solo?
Yeah.
Yep, just me. My recipes, my decorations, all of it's mine. I should have done some of this stuff days ago, but you know how that is.
What are we making? Candy?
Nah, the candy's all finished. We're gonna make crispy rice treats. Come on, we'll use the main kitchen.
Ooh. She guides us through the dark store. Ooh. Save. There's a new read from. We're gonna look at Marina, because I know Amber's gonna be oblivious, but we're gonna stick with Marina.
Make sure you guys wash your hands.
Yeah, kind of important. The kitchen we're in is super professional. There's all kinds of scary looking equipment with dials and knobs and sensors. All of it's made of shiny metal, like it's already on a UFO. I guess that would explain how I ended up in a bizarro land with bizarro Amber. As if waking up before the sun isn't bad enough. It's for the sake of this random girl that Amber barely knows. Okay, sure, it's not like Amber hasn't ever helped out random girls before, but it's so rare that I can't help but feel like the alarm bells in my own head are going off. Yeah, there we go. Whatever, Marina. It's just one day. You'll put up with Amber being insensitive for a day, right? I already know that I can, of course. I've done that for a lot of days. Ugh.
Ever made these before?
Nope, never. You?
Tons of times. I'm a pro at these.
And I'm going to make the best freaking batch of my life, I add in my head. No way am I going to let myself get shown up here.
Oh, really? Do you eat them all yourself?
She had 9 siblings. If Amber's a pro at something, at anything, it's finding ways to tease me.
I wish. They're a crowd pleaser when you've got a family full of little kids.
He's about to say, there we go.
So, what you're saying is, I should leave it all to you.
You've got that Morty face again.
No way. You're the one who signed us up for this.
I know she's just kidding, but it still stings. Because it's basically proof she doesn't really want to be doing this either.
Hey, it's just helping out a friend.
A friend? I can't help but glare over at Cassie, making sure she's not listening. Cassie's not a bad person, but I don't think She's probably got no idea about how I'm feeling over here. Doesn't change the fact that things would be a lot easier right now if she didn't exist.
A friend.
Yeah.
Amber, you've known her for like 2 minutes.
Enough time for our entire trip to get rebuilt around her, though.
That's about how long I knew you when I let you in the RV.
Yeah, and you're her girlfriend. Girlfriend.
Those are like totally different things.
Girlfriend. They are, right? I was stuck on the side of the road and probably would have died of heat stroke in like an hour if Amber hadn't shown up. And then from there, it wasn't like Amber had anything else going on. She didn't have a girlfriend who was already struggling to be good enough. Oh, honeybee, you're more than good enough. As you are. All I wanted to do was see Tess and spend time with Amber. Is that too much to ask?
Sorry, I thought it'd be fun for us both.
I sigh. At this point, we're committed. Or at least I am. Maybe as well try to make the best of it, right?
Well, it can still be fun. Come on. Cassie's probably wondering why it's taking us so long to wash our hands.
Amber. We join Cassie at the long counter and put on clear plastic gloves that she hands us. She starts doling out supplies, pots, pans, utensils, ingredients. There are already a few pans of boiling stuff on the stove.
Thanks again for helping out. Seriously, I mean it. Let me know if there's anything I can do to make it up to you.
Anything. Amber might take you up on that, according to how she's telegraphing.
Once we're done here, I can drive us to the con. Does that work?
Yeah. I glance at Marina, who shrugs.
Sure. Beats having to park the RV at a casino.
An RV, huh? And you met while driving? I'm guessing there's a good story in here somewhere, right?
It's kind of an unbelievable one, really. Like, if someone told me it happened to them, I'd think they were lying.
Okay, now I've gotta know.
A few months ago, did you ever hear about this journal?
Are you gonna show what's happening? At first we try to keep it brief, but Cassie makes it clear that she wants the whole story. So we start with the first piece of treasure and go from there. Marina and I take turns talking, fill in blanks when the other starts to stumble or forgets a detail. While we talk, Cassie finishes the prep. That includes moving the stuff from the stove into trays to cool. Then she starts to set up new stations for us to make treats. Other than occasionally asking for clarification on something, she doesn't ever interrupt. I finished up the story with our arrival back in Las Vegas just yesterday. When I'm done, Cassie looks at me, then at Marina, and shakes her head.
Wow. That's really all I can say. Wow.
Yeah.
Told you it was pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, you sure did. I was expecting you to be high school sweethearts who eloped or something. Not a John Wayne movie. Everyone's been talking about the gold, the journal, the people who found it. My boss even wanted to do some promo event where we'd have gold-plated chocolate bars to capitalize on the hype. And here you are, helping me out. It's pretty surreal.
It's been one surreal moment after another for us. You get used to them eventually.
Maybe you do. The road sounds a hell of a lot more interesting than things here.
This is Las Vegas, though. It's one of the most famous cities in the world. How's that not interesting?
I guess when you live here, you get used to it. Besides, the Las Vegas that people dream about is a scam. Fool's gold, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's the way all cities are. They sound nicer from the outside, until you're there and have to deal with the traffic and the people.
I don't know about that one. I loved Atlanta, and I also loved Boston. Boston is the bomb.com. Boston's great. It's also a lesbian city, so, there's that.
You have to excuse Amber. Sometimes she forgets how to have fun.
I'm just saying, I'll bet even Carlsbad sounds interesting when you're not from there.
Hey, I can see it both ways. I moved out here because I thought it would be a lot different than what it is. Turns out the Las Vegas they try to sell you on TV isn't real.
Oh my. Oh, that face. What? What just happened? Then she makes a chopping motion with her hands and starts to bustle around once more.
Right, well, famous treasure hunters or not, let's make some treats.
She ushers us over to one of the counters where there are a few grocery bags full of supplies. At a glance, I can see marshmallows, butter, and crisp rice cereal. There's lots of each. There's also a precarious stack of pans and utensils, plus a few boxes of plastic wrap. Finally, there are a few portable single-burner stoves. Were you telling her all of that and not helping her? Just talking? Oh my god. All in all, it looks like someone dropped off here and said, Not my problem.
If you want, I can walk you through how to do it.
Before I can even respond or accept the heavy pan that Cassie's offering me, Marina cuts across, snatches it from her.
It's okay, I can show her.
Oh, goodness, that's a droplet. For a second, Cassie looks a little taken aback, like she doesn't expect to be challenged, but she shrugs.
Sure thing.
Cassie scoops up a few things from the bags and then slides one of the stoves further down the counter. Marina grabs supplies as well, doubling up on everything. Marina squeezes past me and turns on the burner, setting the heavy pan on top. Then she unwraps and drops a couple sticks of butter in.
First things first. You gotta melt these.
Right.
Here, chop it up. It'll make it go faster.
She hands me a knife, which I grip like a caveman, and use to hack at the softening butter. The butter melts slowly, even though the flame underneath is blazing brightly. While we wait, Marina starts to set up her own station a few feet away from mine. Soon, it became a thick pool. Marina hands me a bag of marshmallows.
Add these in slowly and stir them so that they'll melt.
Nice.
The whole bag?
2 bags, actually.
My teeth hurt just thinking about eating one of these.
If you say so.
I do.
I pull hard, trying to tear open the bag, eventually resort to using my teeth. That's cross-contamination, don't do that, no. Makes a split open, a couple of marshmallows bounce onto the counter and floor. I bend them out to pick them
5-second
up.
rule.
Horrified, Marina bats them out of my hand again.
Ew, no, gross!
Those marshmallows are gonna...
Oh, hold on.
Ew, no, gross!
Those marshmallows are gonna come out of your paycheck.
Uh-huh. Just fire me in that case.
I lightly bounce a clean marshmallow off of Marina's forehead.
Dork!
She wordlessly tosses it into the trash with the other ones from the floor.
Marshmallows. Pan. Now.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, blush. I pour the marshmallows into the pan with the butter, where they almost immediately starts to bubble and dissolve. Maria's still working on her butter, stirring it even though it's fully melted.
What are you waiting on? Christmas?
It's my secret technique.
Is it browned butter?
Burning it?
This time, Marina throws a marshmallow at me.
That one comes out of your paycheck.
I head back to my pan where the marshmallows have mostly morphed into a stringy paste. It clings to my spatula when I try to mix it.
Are you sure we should add a second bag? This is pretty thick as it is.
Yes, I'm sure.
I'll do as she says to dump the second bag of marshmallows in. The pan is getting pretty full. I have to be very careful with my movements to avoid spilling any. Meanwhile, Marina's just now adding her first bag of marshmallows to the butter. On my other side, Cassie's pouring a bag of cereal into her own pan, holds it steady with one hand while she mixes the concoction with the other.
So, Cassie, how'd you end up in Las Vegas?
It was a couple years ago now. Had a fight with my dad and left home. Couch surfed for a while. A day or two here, a month or so there. But I got sick of that and decided to settle down somewhere.
Nice.
I came out here because it felt fitting. In a dumb kid romantic way. Like you said, it's Las Vegas. It's all about luck and good fortune, jackpots or busts. I thought that maybe I'd find some purpose or meaning out here.
Oh.
figured out pretty quickly that life doesn't work like that. At least, not that easy. But I decided that since I came all the way out here that I may as well stay.
I love that face.
Got a job at Sweet Tooth because I figured it'd be better working around something I care about than something I don't. And now, here I am.
Cassie sets down the bowl she was using and inspects mine and Marina's progress. She nods approvingly.
Looking good. Go ahead and add in the cereal and let's move over here.
We do what we're told and regroup at one of the clean stations, where Cassie is waiting with several colorful jars and some plastic brushes.
You kids ready for crafts time? We've still got to frost these suckers.
I pour mine into a large dish, like Cassie did. Marina is still a couple minutes behind, mixing her second bag of marshmallows. Carry the dish over and set it beside Cassie's. She hands me a knife.
So go ahead and try to cut these into ovals. It's okay if they're not perfect.
She carries out her own badge like she's cutting a particularly tough steak with a constant back and forth motion. She goes slowly, trying to keep the line straight. The curve is tough, but she manages to pull it off. Half a minute later, she plucks out a piece.
It's kind of an oval, I guess.
That's stretching the truth. It's more like a triangle.
Close enough. Go ahead and shove one of these in there.
She takes out a popsicle stick, rams it into the treat. Then she pops open one of the jars of frosting. Dunk 'em. She jams the treat in as far as it'll go until the frosting covers the whole thing. And when she pulls it back out, a bit of excess drops back into the jar.
Give him a once-over with the knife.
Deftly, she scrapes and spreads the frosting until it's smooth. While she's doing that, Marina joins us with her own tray.
That smells really good.
For some reason, Marina's has a different, richer smell than Cassie and I made.
I know. I told you, it's my secret technique.
What is it?
If I told you, it wouldn't be a secret anymore, now would it?
I just stare at her. Brown butter? Is it brown butter? Because honestly, brown butter is the thing.
Okay, fine. If you brown the butter for a long time, it turns them super good.
Yes. Before she can protest, I use the knife Cassie gave to pry off a tiny bit of Marina's cooling mixture, pop it in my mouth.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
It's rich, caramely, almost like toffee. It definitely puts mine to shame. See Marina struggle between yelling at me for stealing and being happy with the praise. She settles with a smug nod.
Can I try?
Marina begrudgingly cuts off a small piece and hands it to Cassie, who handles it as gently as a lump of gold. Marina watches intently as Cassie tries it.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
You guys are making me really want to try brown butter marshmallow treats.
Thanks.
Despite herself, I can tell Marina's struggling not to smile and appears nonchalant.
Okay, now that me and Amber have been put to shame, last step.
She rattles a bag of chocolate pieces that are shaped like thin discs.
Take a couple of these bad boys and stick them on before the frosting dries.
Two of the discs get pressed in for eyes. She breaks off a corner of a third disc and attaches it as a mouth.
And voila! It's good enough, and that's what counts.
Alright. It isn't perfect, but it's definitely a passable alien. The final step, she mummifies it in plastic wrap and then tosses it into a large plastic bin.
Now we've just got to do this like 50 more times.
With our directions clear, all three of us get to work. It's fairly tough cutting through the marshmallow mess, even though it's already cooled and solidified a lot. I have a frequently change my angle or repeatedly stab a spot with a knife, a lot like we were digging for treasure. Cassie also starts to melt the butter for another batch of treats. I finally managed to cut out a rough alien head shape from my tray. Cassie's first one was kind of triangular, while mine is even farther from the target. I don't think there's even a proper name for the shape. It's just a blob. Popsicle stick. Step is easy, but when I try tipping into frosting, only a little bit sticks. So pull it out again and try again. Still can't get even more of a third of it, so covered. Cassie, who's watching me, shrugs.
Don't worry about it. It's close enough.
You've got a pretty generous definition of close.
It's abstract art or something. How do we know aliens don't really look like that?
Good point.
I press in the eyes and small mouth and then set it aside to be wrapped.
How are yours going?
Hover over Marina's shoulder, and this time she doesn't wave me away. She just finished frosting hers, leaving an artistic unfrosted spot near the neck. Using her fingernails, she snaps the chocolate discs into more jagged eye shapes and then attaches those using one of the scraps for the mouth. She holds it up for me to see.
What do you think?
It's out of this world.
Oh, that face. Marina groans as she sets it down next to mine and Cassie's. The three of us had to hold together, admiring, or in my case, pretending to admire our handiwork. Cassie whistles in admiration as she picks up Marina's, turning it this way and that to expect.
This looks great. Good work. You get an A+.
Told you guys. I'm a pro.
Woohoo! Cassie pantomimes, blowing in recognition of Marina's skill.
Amber, you get...
You don't have to say it.
D-.
an A for effort?
E for effort.
You're more generous than any teacher I've ever heard of.
It's still one that I don't have to make myself, and that's more than enough. Only 48 left to go.
Come on, guys. We get back to it with Cassie sometimes pouring new batch of cereal into the trays for us to work with. Takes longer than I would have expected, but we managed to get them done. Oh my god. Marina's thoughts updated. Check this item out. Ooh. Oh my god. Yeah, that's okay. It's a clear hierarchy in terms of skill. Marina's are nearly perfect and would fit in as well at a Roswell museum. Cassie's are nice, even though the first one kind of looked a little rough. Would fit right in a cookbook or something. That'd probably be sold at a discount. After we finished wrapping all the trays, we moved them all into a plastic bin. Cassie hoists that onto the small rolling cart, along with a few other boxes of homemade goodies. The aftermath is impressive. There are a ton of dirty dishes and crumbs littering the counter. Cassie tosses most dishes in the sink to soak. Cassie checks the clock.
Looks like we finished just in time, too. We should get to the con right when it opens. Again, thanks a ton, you two.
It was fun.
I'm really glad to hear Marina say that.
Yeah, it was. Although, I get the feeling you could have finished faster without us.
No way, I'd have been at it the rest of the morning. Besides, having good company is just as important as having good help.
Ooh.
Let me go dump all this in the van and then we can get going.
She wheels the cart out and away, leaving Marina and I behind. The instant we're alone, Marina yawns, leaning against me.
Sleepy.
Hey, don't fall asleep. We've got a convention to go to. Did you let Tess know we'll be there soon?
She jolts up straight.
Oh, shoot. I'll do that right now.
Marina pulls out her phone and frantically types out a message.
I hope she sees it.
I'm sure she will. Isn't she pretty much always on her phone?
Yeah, most of the time.
She hasn't responded by the time Cassie returns, this time without the cart.
Ready to go?
Marina grabs my hand.
Ready.
Aw. Stratosphere. Here we go. Hook a duck. Ducky every time. The prize every time. Lucky ducky. Got it. That wall of faces is still creeptacular. Ugh. We arrive at the convention and lug our supplies into the main room where the booths are set up. Since Cassie's selling, she has a special badge that lets us cut past most of the lines. And to my surprise, there are plenty of those. Apparently aliens are more popular than I thought. because there are at least a few hundred people milling around the convention area. Oh, pre-COVID things. Marina's paying more attention to the phone in her hands.
I can't get a signal at all in here. I want to let Tess know that we're here.
She holds her phone up high in case of frequency. She looks for is right above her head. There are numbers taped to the floor every few feet, marking each vendor's space. Cassie leads us to spot 33, towards the wall near one of the exits. There's a plain folding table with canopy provided, and not much else.
This is us. Home, sweet home.
Marina and I set the bags and boxes we're carrying onto the floor while Cassie starts to set up a few folding chairs.
Booth budget is basically 0, which means it's just these and some decorations. Can you two sort out the goods?
On it.
Aside from the treats we made, there were also other baked goods like cookies and brownies, plus there's a variety of homemade candy, which all looks a lot more appealing than stuff at Sweet Tooth. Marina and I organized them all on the table while Cassie clips the decorations she made onto the support poles. Once everything is said and done, it looks not that great, if I'm going to be honest. It's pretty clear that it was mostly a one-woman show. But there's charm to it, and it's not as if there's very stiff competition here either. Most of the other booths selling food, even the biggest ones, look a little plain and uninspiring. Cassie checks and rechecks the stuff for sale, rearranging the layout while talking under her breath.
Put these here so they're up front. Cover up these guys who didn't turn out so well.
She moves some of the cookies around so the prettier ones are in front and the ones that have kind of crumbly around the edges are hidden.
Okay, now these here, or here.
There's a bowl of free supplies and she slides it from one corner to corner, trying to find the perfect spot. I think about offering to help, but I decide against it. I'm pretty sure she just needs something to fuss over to distract herself. Even though Marina and I are just tagging along, I have to remind myself that this is a big deal for Cassie. Marina and I leave her to her last-minute preparations while we lean against the wall behind us.
Any luck with Tess?
No, but I still can't get through. I might have to go outside to get reception.
You should just tell her where we are and have her come find us.
What if they don't get here for a while? You weren't planning to spend the whole time at Cassie's booth, were you?
Dunno. I hadn't really thought about it. I figured I'd just follow you.
Is there anything that you want to see while we're here?
Not really.
Oh my god, Amber. To me, this kind of hokey, touristy crap is the same no matter where you go. Stick something in a shiny enough package and you get people to buy anything.
You really don't care, do you?
Sure I do. That's why we're here. But I'm not gonna pretend I'm more excited for it than I am.
More than anything, I wish that Marina would stop bringing it up. She and I both know that this isn't the kind of thing I enjoy, but I came anyway. Why isn't that enough for her? Because you being a thorn in the frickin' side during this whole endeavor is not the way in which your girlfriend wants to spend her time. She wants to have fun with you. Holy snap. Every time I try to do something for her, it seems to go badly. Or maybe it's just never enough. Maybe if you communicated and, Marina checks her phone again, scowls, then sighs.
Sorry, maybe I'm just stressed about Tess. I don't want her to think that I'm ignoring her on her birthday.
I'm sure she'll know. Besides, won't her signal be just as bad as yours?
I guess.
Shoot, it will be, but just then the PA booms and the voice announces to the speaker that the convention is officially open for business. Immediately, people trickle into the vendors area. Not a flood by any means, but a consistent crowd. Cassie finally joins us, drumming her fingers against her legs.
Well, here goes everything.
You got this.
I'm sure it'll go fine. Everything looks really good.
I just hope it's enough.
First couple customers walk right past our booth without stopping and even looking over. Cassie watches them go. Most people pass right by without even stopping. A couple folks browse, but nobody buys anything. Oh, come on. Why are you hanging around at a booth? If it's open, go somewhere. I'm sorry, Cassie, but like, go see the depressed child. Our first sale is a kid who buys a single lollipop for $1. Cassie very carefully tucks the bill away into a portable cash box that she brought with her.
Hopefully most people use a credit card because I only have $50 in change.
I'd loan you some of ours, but most of it's still in nugget form.
She laughs.
Hey, not that I'm trying to get rid of you, but you guys don't have to stick around. I don't want to keep you from having fun.
Marina's like halfway out there. Since Marina's listening, I keep myself from saying anything snarky.
Mare, do you want to go try to find somewhere with better service?
Sure.
There we go. I don't want her to miss out on seeing Tess just because she's too stubborn to go alone.
Marina can't text her friend because there's no signal here. So we'll go message her and then maybe walk around a bit. We'll come back though.
Sure, I'll be here. Have fun.
Marina and I leave the booth hand in hand. For once, she puts her phone away.
Let's go out front. You'll probably have better luck there.
We should look around some too.
Fine by me.
There's a steady stream of people filtering into the convention area now. Of course, it's hard to say if they'd be here even without it. Lots of people look lost or confused by the decorations. Occasionally we pass some small exhibits featuring photographs of real UFOs or artist recreations of what aliens might look like. Some of the photos are plain-looking people, along with their written testimonials about being abducted or taken aboard spaceships. In other words, a bunch of crap.
Oh, Amber, check this one out. She says that she got abducted and she fell in love with one of the aliens who captured her. And now he sends her letters from space.
Stockholm Syndrome? But pen pal Stockholm Syndrome?
Isn't that romantic?
Then again, I guess there's plenty of people who buy into this schmuck. Once Marina's done looking around, we finally make it back outside and lean against the wall where it's nice and sunny and shady.
Any better?
Barely. I've only got one bar. I guess that's good enough.
She taps out her message, then glares at her phone. After a moment, she angrily taps it.
Ugh, it doesn't want to send.
I thought you had a bar.
Sometimes a bar isn't enough. Like now.
If it's useless, then why is it there? Why not just make it 0 bars?
Oh my god.
Not now, Amber.
I'm just asking.
After a long moment, she finally sighs with relief.
Okay, it finally went through.
Now what?
Now we wait for her to text me back.
Wish we could wait inside.
At least Marina has her phone to keep her occupied while the time passes. I just watch the people going in and out of the casino, thinking about how I'd rather be somewhere else. You could, get a phone. You could just get a phone. And then you can, do things like play around on TikTok. You'd be a great person to play around on TikTok. I have a TikTok. Letting you know. Anyways, after a few minutes of silence, my patience is running out.
Still nothing?
Jeez.
No, doesn't even look like she's read my message.
It's because she's inside.
Maybe her phone's dead or not with her.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Wanna head back to the booth?
No.
Wow, that didn't take long.
We can stand around some more if you want, I guess.
Marina sighs yet again.
You know what, Amber? Just go back to the booth.
There's a harsh bite in her words. Takes me off guard. She immediately notices and shifts gears, her expression softening as she looks everywhere but my eyes.
I'd still need to find Tess a gift.
Hey, I can help you look.
It would have been nice to do that the first time.
It's fine. You'll have a better time with Cassie anyway. See you later. I love... I'll come back to the booth when I'm done.
Before I can even let her know that I worry about her going off on her own. She's already walking away. She glances back once, but heads back into the building. Now it's my turn to sigh. I had to have been something I said, but what could it have been that was so much different from what I usually say? I'd like to brush it off as her being just in a bad mood, but that's so unlike her. She's Marina. She doesn't have bad moods, or at least none that I've ever seen. The sun beats down on me and my shoes feel like they're melting into the concrete. I can feel the sweat start to seep down my cheeks. When did things get so hard? Ugh.
Just get on out of here! Take yourself and scoot on out! Just shoot! Go on!
What in the world is with these alien dudes to the right here? Oh my god, this is so creepy.
Not like my sister would want any of your junk anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Good! Your patronage is not appreciated! It's no good! And neither is your money!
Well, your inventory ain't appreciated either. Where'd you dig it all out of, a dumpster?
That's right! Same one you crawled out from!
Whoa.
I'll kick your ass!
There you go.
Security!
No! I'll leave!
Mariah coughed the words under her breath.
Junk peddler.
The vendor hurled a neon green Buddha statue at her, elongated snail antennas replacing his eyes and his usual peace sign instead of that Vulcan variety. It whooshed past her head, cracking into a pillar behind her.
Jesus!
That was enough to convince Mariah to retreat, at least for now. She turned tail and sprinted down an alley tightly packed with other vendors and booths.
Wrong deity! And don't come back!
Uh-huh. Whew. As Mariah was dodging in and out of congested crowds and shoving strollers out of her way, she considered, only for a moment, that there's a baby in those strollers? Maybe? Maybe, baby? Don't shove a stroller? Okay. That this was the karma Joe had tried warning her about. Of course, admitting that would also be admitting that Slacker was right, and she wasn't about to give him that dignity. There was one thing he'd been right about, though, something that even Mariah, still stumbling around in the fog of her morning hangover, could see. The squirt was sad. Yeah, all kids get sad and broody, fact of life and all that jazz. Give it a little turds of soda and some Skittles and they'll bounce back just fine. But the way Mariah saw it, there were different kinds of sadness. Some that were different enough to transcend the three-letter word. The three-letter word that represented it. Got it. Three-letter word, not three-letter word. Ugh. But she never figured out a word to describe the transcendence. And if there was one, it was too long for her to care to learn it. Yeah, it was... It's called depression. But she had seen it in action before. She had seen it down by the river, where Joe would mope and stare at the water for hours before holding himself up in his room for days. She'd seen it belching out of steel chimneys on the horizon during the days she ditched school, enveloping the whole town in gray clouds and making the flat plains of Missouri feel like a snow globe. And she had felt it when watching the neighbor's cable, the blue glow from the garage sale CRTV lighting up her face as she cranked up the volume to drown out the noises her old lady and whatever uncle she had brought home that week were making. Oh, whatever this was, the feeling that would poke at Mariah whenever she was forced to stare down the spout of an empty bottle, and that now seemed to be stabbing her kid sister. She hated it. felt like a virus. Spreading. Cyclical. Now trying to sink its teeth into Tess. Trying. Mariah Pastorius. Is that your last name? Pastorius? The terror of the Southwest. Badass treasure hunter, and the true winner of the race to find the miner's gold. Was not about to let this thing take a bite out of our sister. Not yet.
There's gotta be something around here.
It's not going to bring your sister out of depression. In a way, Tess's birthday felt like a deadline. If she could find one thing to give her, something that would make the twerp smile, well, she might be able to beat this thing off for a little while longer. She took a gander at a rainbow of tarps on both sides of her that trapped her in the aisle. Turns out the swap meet was only a quarter of the story, and was just being sandwiched between overly expensive food stalls and new age soccer moms trying to sell their craft jewelry. There haven't been a single good find all day. How could there be? That cheapskate Joe. He had only given her $20 to work with. Should have given her his cut. She would have made better use of it. She passed the popcorn vendor and nabbed a handful of kettled corn out of the little boy's bag. With her mouth wide open, she chewed. She pointed to every booth that looked like a waste of time. You just stole from a kid.
Trash, garbage, crap, hot garbage, junk.
Those look fun. I would have a lot of fun. Just like looking at the weird stuff. None of this was good enough for her sister. Hell, none of it was even very good. She swallowed as she made eye contact with a thin vendor that had pencil-y mustache. He was selling rose-themed decor. Mariah stopped at his table.
I've seen better hauls at estate sales after old-timers croak on the toilet.
Okay. If he's got rose things, maybe he might have a sunflower. Your sister seems to like sunflowers. Mariah went out of her way. Mariah went on her way. Oh. She was out of her way just to yell at the vendor, and then she was on her way. She was just about ready to answer the call of the casino. Maybe take advantage of those complimentary drinks those chicks in the tight slacks were serving. It's what a high-rolling Vegas fat cat like her would deserve, after all. But then she saw it. The only thing special enough to make her head snap back up and stop. Oh, Marina's thoughts updated. A license plate, nailed to the top of a wooden display. JC saves. Sunflower State. Nothing particularly special to Mariah. She saw them on the road every day and often used them fraudulently depending on which county they were in and if they had a warrant out for her. But Tess, these rectangular wonders were treasures. But what would make this license plate special to Tess was the sunflower slapped in the middle of it, shining through the black letter text like a sunbeam. It's perfect for her. Her flat eyes always got slightly less flat when they passed fields of them growing on the side of the road. Sunflower wallpapers, sunflower seeds at the gas station. It was the only thing that kid seemed to identify with more than red, white, and blue itself. The state in question? Faraway land of Kansas. A place so foreign to Mariah that she often doubted the legitimacy of its existence. Now, Mariah wasn't an expert on the geographical makeup of the United States, or most things, really, but she had bonked her head on enough of Tess's wind chimes to know which ones she did and didn't know. Kansas was one of the several missing. Mariah marched over to the booth until she was close enough to smell the sticks of burning incense wafting from it.
Hey.
She called into the booth. It's bigger than the others, tarp bleeding into a row behind it. The inside had an assortment of rugs and tapestry draped over knickknacks on display. It looked like a shop that had been standing in the same bazaar for generations and would be there even longer.
I said hey!
Hey!
What a wonderful kind of day!
Standing up from behind a sack of boxes, a man with a vape pen dangling from his mouth coughed out a greeting to Mariah.
Sorry for the delay in service, sister. Still unpacking some artifacts, it would seem.
Mariah's nose wrinkled. She squinted at the man's retro glasses, but couldn't make out anything past the frames.
I freak. How much for the license plate?
I'm selling a license plate?
Oh my god. The man creaked his head towards the booth and looked up. His curly hair bobbed at the slightest movement.
Oh, guess I am.
Mariah dug out her 20, ready to cough it up over and get her change, but the vendor shooed it away.
I'm afraid that's not how things roll here, sister.
Who doesn't like cash? You some kind of commie?
He folded his hand and pointed both index fingers up.
Read the signs from above.
She looked up and did her best to sound out the words carved into the wooden sign in sloppy bubble letters.
Silent auction. Silent auction? What the hell is that?
Signs, plural.
She looked up again, this time at the other sign, tacked onto the bottom of the first. Shh.
Oh. I don't get it.
Sis, you know how to hold a pen, right?
Haven't done that in a while, but I probably still do.
Oh my goodness.
And you know how to use it?
Skating on thin ice, buddy.
Lake ain't that deep, 'cause that's all you need.
Oh, I hate those. He slid out a sheet of paper from beneath the table and plopped a pen taped to a hawk feather right beside it.
Just write down how much you think it's worth. Get it?
The cogwheels in Mariah's head turned and rattled. She looked at the rows of paper, a column for bids and a column for notes. It still took several seconds before she got it.
So some leech could swing by once I leave and outbid me?
But ain't that how auctions work?
Mariah was immediately suspicious. Anything that could be claimed as her own through will or skill was a scam, as far as she was concerned. And with only $20 to her name, the quick tug of a restraint called to her. But what was restraint except the excuse of uselessness? Useless pansies, too afraid to act. Nothing didn't exist, not to Mariah, especially not when there was risk of Tess turning into a slug. Is she an animorph?
Fine, but if this is a farce, you're roadkill.
$1. She held the pen. It's a fist-like knife and carved the starting price into the first row.
Oh, only $1? You're killing me here, sis.
Twisted the tip of the pen at him.
If this thing is a hoax, you're gonna wish I actually did.
I hear ya.
He didn't. He grabbed an egg timer from the end of the table and wound it. Continuous ticking began.
Auction time is 60 minutes. Best of luck to ya.
Keep your luck and give it to any sap who tries to get in on this. They're the ones who'll need it.
Mariah gave him one last scowl, then slithered away, pushing her hands deep in her pockets for her jumpsuit. She'd be back soon. 59 minutes remained. Okay. Jeez. We're gonna leave it here because there's a lot going on, and hopefully they can find Tess. You know, I'm gonna say this, Marina's right. Amber beat dumb, and Amber got what she got there. Okay, with that, I hope you enjoyed this. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye!